folks. Well, I was thinking about it, and I did make that video for the PCV valve, and I had actually just replaced my clutch about 4 days ago as well. So I figured I'd make this video too, because it's a Subaru. A lot of people have had issues with their transmission synchros, blah blah blah, complaining about them. One of the reasons why the synchros go out in a Subaru is because of a worn clutch. I know people don't know that. Well, you beat on them, whatever the heck, that can cause issues too. But the problem is right here. The clutch is worn. It's not like completely gone. I mean, it is thin. We'll slip in a bit, but it was getting to the point where, see, this was rubbing on the flywheel right here, contacting the flywheel. That was causing drag on the clutch, even with it spring pressure, the spring tension disengaged. So pushing the clutch, this is still rotating the input shaft, and of course it's going to make it impossible to get in the gear because the synchros aren't engineered to synchronize on the input. They're engineered to synchronize on the output shaft to match the wheel speed. I don't know if you guys have went and downshifted, coming to a stop sign without disengaging the clutch, and you hear a little like ding ding ding, like something still spinning pretty dang quick in there. So that's what it is right there. You get that symptom, you probably have a worn clutch. You know, I know they don't necessarily have to start slipping. It's just good to look at your mileage. You start getting that symptom, getting hard to shift. Your pedal take up is getting up towards the top. Good idea just to get in there and replace the clutch before you have more expensive problems. Mine, the bearing was starting to go out. You could hear it going. The noise that I thought was the bearing was actually this guy squealing on here when I would release the clutch pressure. So just get a high-pitched squeal. Thought it was the bearing. It's that. And a few other things that you guys need to know too is the throwout bearing. I'll get over here. On these later model Subarus, 2008 through 2012, will wear the quill of the transmission out. The transmission housing, it's aluminum, and the grease just for some reason just goes away in there, or Subaru just doesn't use a decent grease in there, and this wears the quill out on the transmission. That can cause big time issues. The number one fix being to recase the transmission. That's freaking expensive to do. If it's worn out, there's companies that do make a quill sleeve and an oversized bearing. I didn't have to go that route. Mine wasn't worn out. But if this bearing goes out and seizes and spins this guide here, it will saw the end of that quill off. Just gone, right? Then you're really screwed. You won't be able to drive that car. It won't go anywhere. So that's something else that you guys should look out for. A lot of the high quality aftermarket bearings, this will not be metal like this. It will be some type of glass fiber reinforced nylon, some other type of plastic. The try and reduce the wear on that quill. Just use a really good high temperature grease that has a very good sticking factor. I have no idea what they call it in grease, and that's not going to wash away and deals with heat. You don't want to have that problem. And also, when you're taking the better just to take the transmission out versus pulling the motor out, because there's a lot of other things that you should address when doing a clutch, like check your drive shaft, your U-joints, your half shaft, CVs, wheel bearings. You know, it's just that time. I live up here in the Midwest. We get a lot of snow. A lot of the bolts underneath need to be dressed or replaced, because that salt just gets in there, turns them into crap. And it's better to go through it, replace them, or dress them up, than finding out later that they're seized and you break them off in there. Then you gotta go to the body shop and get the mounts cut off and re-welded. Just go through it piece by piece. Take your time. Make sure you address those issues before they become a super expensive problem. I just figured I'd give you guys my 2 cents on that one. So, anywho, you can tell I've been flipping for a little while. Nice and blue there. Keep going.